say one thing. You said I was having a torrid love affair with Tony Geary.
I should explain that
Holly was having a torrid love affair with Luke because certain magazines said that I was having a torrid love affair with Tony, which is not true. It's not true.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh.
And I'm certainly not married to Tristan Rogers.
No. But you are in the daytime.
Yes.
But not at night where it counts.
Right.
Do you have a connection, a young man? And
yes, a connection, please.
I didn't mean a junkie who's going to give you some... I assumed you would be attached in some way, shape, or form.
Yes, I just recently met him. I did a guest shot on the series Hotel.
Oh, yeah.
And he was my prince. His name's John Eric Hexam.
He was on the show.
Mm-hmm.
He did a flip for us. He must have showed us how he was flipping for you. You must be a handsome couple. He's kind of...
He is kind of cute, yes.
Yeah. And he's 6'2", 3, 4?
Oh, no, I think he's about 6'1".
Well, he compared to me, he's 6'4".
Mm.
That would be a stunning sight to see the two of you walking down the street together.
Well, thank you.
Or the aisle together.
Oh, please, we've only had a few dates.
Okay.
I saw him on Making of a Male Model before I'd ever met him, and I went, oh, good Lord, what a good-looking man. And then they said, oh, by the way, your leading man on Hotel is John Eric Hexam. Oh.
Now, they were trying to link him with Joan Collins because of that show.
That's right.
The popular press, we call it the rag mags. What do you call them in England?
I'm not going to say it. It's rude.
Well, they used to have a magazine called Tit Bits.
Yes.
And they ever read them in the hairdressing parlor.
That's right.
Do you find it difficult getting onto the American language as opposed to the English language?
It's very difficult because there are so many words in English that are terrible. They have terrible meanings. The cleanest one that I can tell you is, for instance, I was staying with some friends on location. We were making a movie, and we were a whole bunch of friends staying in this hotel, and I was going to go down and knock on everyone's door to tell them to wake up, and we would go off to the set. And I said, okay, guys, I'll come down and knock you up at about 7 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Maureen, do they knock people up in Australia?
It's the same.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
And worse ones in Australia. I couldn't even say some of them.
That's the only story I can tell because all the others are really...
Well, when I was in England, I got confused with people saying, the phone is engaged.
Right, busy.
And in America, they say busy.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine somebody said to a girl, here's a ring, let's get busy? It's confusing, isn't it? And I understand people don't sit on their fannies in England. Is that right? Means something else.
It does, yes.
Oh, you do know?
Yes.
You haven't been that long away from there. You don't know?
Fanny's behind.
In America.
And it's,
No, not in England.
Well, when you have a lot of food, you say, you get stuffed. Right?
Yes.
That's another meaning, I say.
I think it has another meaning in North America, too. I think we share that, too. Shall we talk about other things before we get into deep, deep trouble, my dear?
Please.
I can see why they wanted you to play in the Elizabeth Taylor story.
They did when there was going to be a TV movie about Elizabeth Taylor, but...
Why wasn't there going to be one now?
Well, it was being written by one writer and about 8 attorneys, I think. It was such a...
Was this after the Kitty Kelly biography of Miss Taylor that came out and she objected to?
No, I think it was before that. I'm not sure. But she didn't want it to happen. And it became very difficult for them, so they cancelled it.
Why didn't she want it to happen? Was she offended by the fact that you were going to play it?
I hope not. No, actually, as a matter of fact, I heard rumors that she said that it was okay for me to do it. It was very nice.
Because I was told Joan Rivers was going to play the part.
Now, that would be interesting. But no, it's not going to happen.
But was you going to start with National Velvet and you were going to be a 12-year-old and then work your way up?
I think I'd have trouble playing a 12-year-old.
No, I don't think you would. It's the later stages. I think it would be a strapping good performance.
A little uncomfortable.
So, That was going to be a television series or a feature?
No, it was going to be, I suppose, either a miniseries or a television movie.
Have you done feature films?
Yes, that's how I started, as a matter of fact.
Really?
When I was 17, I had been modeling for about a year and wasn't really enjoying it.
You mean you had to sit still, that kind of modeling?
Yes, photographic modeling.
Where was this?
In London. I tried to become a model in New York, but I went to see Eileen Ford, and I was sitting down. She walked into the room. She said, "Oh, yes, dear, very nice, very nice." And I stood up to shake hands with her, and she went, "Oh, no." That was it. My modeling career
Why?
I was about 5 inches too short.
So there's no Ford in your future?
No.
That you went back to England?
So, yes, I was working in England as a model, and I decided that obviously I'd like to try acting. It seemed a little more creative. And I joined an agent, and the first casting they sent me to was for the lead in a feature film. And I got the part. I told them I'd never acted before, I have no training, and they, I guess, took the gamble and the risk, and they let me do the role.
What's the
Wonderful.
film?
It was called Arabian Adventure, and Christopher Lee was my father. Mickey Rooney was in it. It was a fabulous experience.
Now, Christopher Lee is the gentleman who plays Dracula and Frankenstein. He's really a very accomplished guy.
Very. He's
I saw him
very
Saturday Night Live playing the lead in My Fair Lady. Singing and everything.
Oh, I see.
Very good.
Yes, and he sings opera. He speaks, I don't know, 6 languages, including Russian. He's very clever.
Well, what did he play in this, your father?
My father. In fact, he also played my father in the miniseries I did called Goliath Awaits.
Goliath?
Awaits.
Goliath awaits what, a stone in the middle of his forehead? Is it about the...
No, it's about a boat called the Goliath.
Oh.
That sinks.
Well, I thought it was about getting stones from David, you know. So you've done 2 feature films,
Yes.
and you're going to do more.
When I finish on General Hospital, but I have a year and a half left in my contract to go, and assuming they want me to stay that long, that's how long I'll be there.
So they have a year and a half left in which to... They've already turned you from a bad girl to a good girl.
Right.
So are they going to turn you back to a bad girl?
I don't think so. I hope not. I wasn't
be a
very
good
good.
girl?
Yes.
No.
No, it's not. It's
I don't mean in
fine.
real life. I'm not mean to confuse
I mean,
you.
no. I actually like playing a good character. It's not a dull character because I, for instance, got very drunk on the show last week. And so it's not dull. But I like the sort of humorous side of acting. I like to do comedy. And lately I've been able to do some of that with Tristan. And I've been really
I
enjoying it.
noticed that soap operas used to be, they used to be full of pauses,
Right, melodramatic.
and they're always about somebody had amnesia, somebody
we have
having a
some of that in
baby.
our show.
You have amnesia in your show?
No, I don't, but I think there's somebody who did.
Oh, I'm glad that's forgetful. But now it's much more, you have secret formulae, and who's got that thing down in the basement, and somebody was searching your husband. I watch occasionally, and it's full of intrigue.
Mm-hmm.
So it is fun.
It's a lot of fun.
But now Tony Geary's going.
He's going. He's gone already. Not on the air shows, but
And
we already
Judy
had...
Francis left. She came back for a
She
short
came
while.
back, and now she's left again. So it's...
So is Tony following Jean?
I don't know where they're going, but I mean, they're both left. But it means now that I get much more dialogue to remember.